Janet Ward, Mum, so very much loved Mum, and Nan to all of us here. This is your life. Born 8th of April 1943 in Calvin Avenue in Bedford, to Douglas and Dorothy Brace, their firstborn. The eldest daughter of 7 children of the Brace family. Your father, who saw military service, left your mum, later to be known as Mitchy Nana, to manage bringing up the growing family, able assisted by Lucy Nana, the first daughter of a strong female family group, which included Anne, Mary, June, and your great auntie Annie. Your siblings came soon after, and in order of appearance, Sister Jennifer in October 1946, Brother Chris in May 1948, Stephen in December 1949, Brian in August 1952, David in January 1956, and finally Michelle, Mitch, in June 1961.
Ready. Happy birthday, Janet.
Let's hear from one of them now. Are you there, Stephen? A man of few words.
Happy birthday and many more to come.
Happy birthday, Janet.
And so it was, being the eldest, your childhood was much, much more than just a big sister to your 6 siblings. Nan was always working to provide for the family, which is why you, Mum, helped out. Your brother David fondly recalls you often looked after him when he was small. David says he knows you were a huge help to your mum and to him, and he was very grateful. David has a message for you, sister. And so, age 5, you attend Piercy Road School in Bedford. And from day 1, you find yourself in the same class as Gloria, later to become Gloria Brown, a friend you met at school, who remains a friend today. Gloria recalls that you would walk home together from school, often stopping at your grandmother's house and looking at the monkey which was in the garden of one of your neighbours. You attended Brownies, and during the long school holidays you played on the moors where Gloria lived. You were an expert at hopscotch, and together you played marbles and cricket with some of the other children, or hung around the garages. You remained friends at Silver Jubilee School. Both went into the A class, both sitting at your double desk at the back of the class alongside other school friends, Valerie Hallward and Joyce Neely. You cycled to the swimming pool at Newnham Baths and the commercial baths where the dirty river water, Gloria remembers, as it left a greasy mark as you got out of the pool. Mum, you became a school prefect and enjoyed privileges, including being allowed into the school building at lunchtimes. In your needlework classes, both you and Gloria made durdle skirts, the height of fashion. But you had to wait until the end of term to take your skirts home, as you were to wear them in the mannequin parade at the school on the last day. You sneaked into the needlework room and took the skirts to wear at the youth club that evening. And you would use your lunchtime school access privilege to sneak the skirts back the next day. Gloria recalls how brave she thought you were to do this. Gloria also remembers that your dad said to you, "I suppose you will be kissing boys under the lamppost," and recalls how you bravely replied to your dad, No, not under the lamppost. I would find somewhere dark. You enrolled at the youth club, and you tried hard to persuade Gloria to join. She always declined. But you did persuade her to go one evening with you, as you, Mum, said you needed to pop in for some reason or another. Gloria went along, and as you went in, she waited patiently at the gates. You were to come out of the youth club with a boy called Alan and another boy called Brian. Both boys, prompted by you, also tried hard to persuade Gloria to go into the youth club, and so Gloria in the end relented. Gloria ended up marrying Brian and remains ever thankful to you, Mum, for persuading her to go in, and as she was married to Brian for 40 very happy years until he passed away. Both you and Gloria went out into the world to find work, as was normal in 15 at those days, and inevitably you lost touch, despite all those years of such a close friendship and companionship. You would, however, occasionally bump into each other in town or at the swimming pool. You maintained your relationship with Dad. Who went on to join the army. You stayed as sweethearts. You wrote each other letters, and Dad sent you drawings of Handicap. Dad, a good-looking, hard-working, football-playing rockabilly, with an immaculate dark quiffed hairstyle, stole your heart, and you continued to patiently wait for him, while still living at home with your family, looking after your siblings, until Dad completed his national service. Mitch recalls that you could only meet Dad if she went along too. So everywhere you and Dad went, Mitch came too. And she wasn't sure whether you or Dad liked this very much.
Happy birthday, Janet. Love you lots. Thanks for being a good sister to me. Have a good time.
Here's Mitch and the family now.
Happy birthday, Auntie Janet. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Janet. Happy birthday. I hope you have an awesome time with all the family. Jack is here.
Hello.
Say happy birthday. There you go. Hopefully you picked up on the happy birthday song there. Have a good day. Hopefully see you soon.
Happy 80th birthday, Janet. Have a nice day.
Brian recalls you had your 18th birthday as he came out of hospital. Now, although much older, Brian and his family has a message for you today. Mum, you are just 20 with Dad aged 24, and out of the services, you tied the knot. Married at Elstow Church on the 6th of July 1963, you and Dad went on to live with Auntie Annie in your first years of marriage in a house in Tavistock Square. Auntie Annie was never married, and during that time when you and Dad were living with her, you were to develop a special relationship with a lady whom you continued to support until her passing in her 80s. Tuesdays were Auntie Annie Day, and it was always so you would finish your work, rush to collect Auntie Annie and bring her home for tea. No mucked up stuff by order of Auntie Annie. Through the years, the tradition lives on, with your daughter Tracy coming to you for tea on Tuesdays, and your granddaughter Ellie too, when she was at school visiting for tea most Tuesdays. In July of 1965, with Dad working for himself as a builder, you were to be blessed by your firstborn, your son Kevin Allen. A bouncing, blonde, brown-eyed baby, blessed with his stamp of the Brace build and appearance. You went on to move to a house in Wellington, Dad working all hours to build a future for you and your family. The house in Wellington was in quite an isolated location. Determined not to be isolated, you learnt to drive. You were to give birth to your first beautiful daughter, Tracy Ann, in July 1967, and was shy and timid at first, but it's certainly the life of the party now. Then your third child, Leslie Dawn, was born in 1970, and the story goes that she wasn't planned and has made up for it ever since. To this day, no one knows where the name Dawn came from, as Leslie was born at midday. In 1972, you persuaded Dad to move to 92 Mile Road, where access to bigger schools, etc. was so much easier. Together with Dad, now self-employed, together you built a safe, secure and happy home for you all. Dad's red builder's van rarely on the driveway as he worked so hard to provide for you all. The home was much improved by you both. You helping with the business undertaking to do the bookkeeping and typing invoices. Sunday at Lucy and Anna's was a tradition and the whole family gathered there. The Braces, the Daisleys and the Wards and sometimes others from the family, all who also enjoyed holidays in Blackpool. In fact, we found a Daisley who would like to send a message to you.
Hello Janet, it's Paul and Nigel here, wishing you a very, very happy 80th birthday.
Have a wonderful day.
All our love.
Bye.
Bye.
Whilst enjoying family holidays in your camper van, the five of you squeezed in together as you set off. Often Dad driving in the dead of night with 3 sleeping children. You parked up in a lay-by in the early hours, to the delight of the children, waking up in the faraway county of Cornwall. You were to visit and return to Mudderford, Mevagissey, Christchurch, New Forest and Poole. When the family outgrew the camper van, a huge green Cortina estate was purchased. The perfect large family car, which you drove whilst almost sitting on the edge of the driver's seat, with your nose almost touching the windscreen.
Happy birthday, Janet. When you're ready.
I'm ready.
And can you edit it as well?
Yeah.
What did we say to your sister, Mummy?
Happy birthday, Janet.
Package holidays to Spain replaced the much-loved camper van holidays. Once holidaying with your new, now married sister Jennifer and her new husband Bob, together with their 2 girls, Debbie and Caroline, in Salou in Spain. And we do have a message from Jen and the family for you.
Happy birthday, Janet.
But as a family, your resort of choice became Camp Picafort in Mallorca, and the family-friendly Sombulo Hotel, where you returned many times. You loved the sunshine-filled Spanish holidays, bearing all and enjoying topless sunbathing, suffering sunburn in silence. One time, in your rush to get to a cash machine, you ran down the hotel steps of a Spanish hotel and jumped into a stranger's car, somehow thinking it was a taxi. You asked the taxi driver to take you to a cash machine, which this kind, if rather startled and surprised man did, returning you to the hotel just a few minutes later, much to the relief of all of your family, and especially Dad, who had just seen you disappear in a stranger's car. Tracy said Dad told her the story many years later, and said he was going out of his mind with worry in those short few minutes, thinking you had been abducted. Back in Bedfordshire, you were to spend time with Gerald and Joyce and their boys Peter, Mark and Martin. You went back to work in the late 80s with Leslie and Tracy at school, Kevin now settled doing an apprenticeship in toolmaking. The family home remained as Mile Road, with Dad always working out in his spare time to make it into a spacious, comfortable 4-bedroomed home. A home blessed with a large collection of bosom heads. Where are they now? Wonderful pieces of Daisley Ward family history. Many happy family memories was made here. Memories of the odd mispronunciation of words. You experimented with cooking, enjoying specially new ingredients like Monji Tout. Your orange ice cream became a Ward family legend. And Benji the Tibetan Terrier, Fred the Tortoise and Joey the Budgie joined the family. Along with the hull of a riverboat which Dad brought home, refitted, built a cuddy and then a boathouse for it. Fitted it with an outboard motor, and the whole family enjoyed a day on the Riverooze, just the once. But the landlocked, never-named boat was to come into its own on dry land later, when the grandchildren spent many happy hours in it with Grandad. All kinds of adventures, Grandad often taken hostage and tied up by Pirate Ellie. Much of yours and Dad's spare time was taken up supporting your youngest daughter Leslie, as she developed her international diving career. Many, many hours and miles spent taking Leslie to training, first at Robinson Pool, then Hatfield, then Crystal Palace, where Leslie, just aged 17, was to leave school, and home, and live with her dear lady called Edna. Leslie went on to live and train in Sheffield, and through her success, you and Dad and the rest of the family were to travel to watch her. Particular memories of a family holiday in Tossa de Mar, where you all travelled in by train to see Leslie compete in her first Olympic Games in Barcelona. You and Dad went on to see Leslie compete in the Atlanta Olympics, and at the training camp in Boggy Pond, whilst combining this with a visit to the family who lived in Savannah, visiting your mum's sisters, Anne and Mary, and your cousins Sandy and Gary.
Okay. But there's zombie in here? No. What are you supposed to say?
What are we saying? Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Let's try that again. No.
All the way from America, some of the cousins and their families would like to say hello.
Happy 80th birthday, Janet!
We love you.
Hey Janet, happy birthday. Really wish that I could be there celebrating with you guys and seeing everybody. Just want to let you know that some of the best memories I have as a child definitely involved you and Alan, and you're a really big part of so many people's lives. We love you and really hope to see you soon. Happy birthday again.
In 1984, you holidayed with Tracy and Leslie in Escana in Ibiza. A later holiday in Corfu was particularly memorable, as you and Dad thought it would be a good idea to enjoy an evening on a Greek night. Before your early hours of the morning flight home, both of you consuming just a little too much of the free Greek wine and ouzo. A bat on the coach to the airport added to the drama, as things were to deteriorate, as you and Dad were last seen on Greek soil in Corfu Airport, clinging on to the coolness of the marble pillars in check-in, whilst Leslie and Tracy carried all the heavy suitcases. A little business also heavily featured whilst Leslie was pursuing her international diving career. You purchased a professional overlocker sewing machine, sourced wonderful lycra patterned fabric from Fabricland up north. With just 2 employees, Leslie and Janet, and cleverly named Lejeanne swimwear brand was born. With Leslie in charge of sales, marketing and modelling, well, Tracy and Rain modelling too, and you, Mum, in charge of design and production, and, finance. It's possible that your workload was slightly weighted less in favour of you, Mum, as you converted Leslie's old bedroom into Lejeanne production and administration headquarters, and worked long hours working with the most difficult fabric ever to sew, lycra. The easily accessible customer base of Leslie's fellow international diving community saw the business flourish. But you, Mum, being the unselfish person you are, did most of the work and gave Leslie the money. All the family had bikinis and swimwear, budgie smugglers for some of the family, and the diving boys. You made the patterns and even moved into leggings too. The first family wedding was when Kevin married Rain in 1988. You were every bit the proud mother of the groom. Leslie, living away in Sheffield, Tracy was to marry Dave in 1995 on a wonderful family day, when you and Dad rocked the dance floor at the Swan Hotel with your much envied and superb jiving. And as you and Dad enjoyed living as Darby and Joan, you spent holidays in Portugal, Greece and Croatia. Dad said he was slowing down his work, but still kept his hand in, and in his retirement he painted more at home his art collection, proudly displayed around the family home. You both enjoyed gardening, took the time to nurture what might be the oldest grapevine in Bedfordshire, grew fruit trees, grew bedding from plug plants, and even joined the Wellington Gardening Club. Visiting Berlin for your golden wedding anniversary, a treat from all the children and their partners. Your family grew up with Tracy and Dave in 2001, giving you and Dad a beautiful granddaughter Ellie, and you both enjoyed playing a large part in Ellie's early years, a relationship which remains as strong as ever today. A gorgeous grandson, Reese, was born in 2003 to Leslie. Both you and Dad adore your grandchildren, and they both adore you. They loved you to perform a show for you and Dad, something the family will never let Reese and Ellie forget. But those years spent with you both as they were growing up demonstrate a defined influence. Your now grown-up grandchildren both showing an interest in creativity and the arts. Ellie built on her love for art, which growing up she shared with her granddad, and he in turn nurtured with her, which has gone on to be a key aspect of the first step in her career as a graphic designer. And Reese, who is studying for a degree in acting after taking leading roles in a nationwide tour of the Full Monty, and some local amateur dramatic productions including Oliver, Big and Hairspray in his early acting career.
Happy 80th birthday, Janet. Lots of love from your big brother.
Happy 80th birthday, Janet, from your sister-in-law, Valerie. See you soon. Lots of love.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Dad's retirement was an opportunity for you to regularly meet with Chris, Val, Brian, June and Jen for coffee at Bill's. Yours and Dad's large collection of borrowed sugar and serviettes, the proof of time spent in Bill's cafe. And we now have a message from Chris and Val too.
Hello Janet, I'm coming to you live from the capital, Trafalgar Square. Just me and Kath and the girls, just wishing you, well not only me, Kath and the girls, but also Horatio, just wishing you a happy 80th birthday.
Happy birthday, Auntie Janet.
In 1997, Mum, you, having gone back to school, well, you took up pottery, and all the family are proud owners of your creations, jugs and vases which have stood the test of time. Having seen off a cancer scare in the 90s and Dad around more, you both holidaying more than once a year. You came to spend a regular winter break in January at Barcello Hotel in Tenerife, where you met a regular cohort of retirees and folk of a similar age, friends you would politely nod to each other, including the fondly named Clip-Clop, so named because of her mule-type shoes which clip-clopped along the Tenerife Hotel pavements. After the sudden passing of Dad in January 2016, you have showed huge bravery and still do. And we have all been so proud that you have made yourself time and space to develop your own pastimes and interests. Determined not to sit at home with Pauline by your side, having joined her Keep Fit group, you kept up your Keep Fit classes, took up Tai Chi, joined a walking group, and you still attend all these classes to this day. Peter and Leslie were to marry. Again, a wonderful family event in Yorkshire in 2021. Reese proudly taking the place of Dad as he walked Leslie down the aisle, not a dry eye in the church. With your walking group, you have had short holiday breaks and made some really good friends. One friend, Anne Boitier, recalled a funny story. One friend, Anne Boitier, recalled a funny story when heading out walking on one winter. You decided to try foot warming pads, only to be feeling a bit uncomfortable during the walk, but being Mum, not a word was said. But when you got home, the most enormous blister had developed. You later told Anne about your blister and the cause, and everyone, including yourself, was amazed that you battled on with the walk without saying a word. Suffering in silence, you said because you didn't want to hold anyone up. Kath and Alan, the walk leaders, and many others of the group recalled when on a Christmas shopping trip to Stratford-upon-Avon, a group of you came back without even a single sparkle of glitter or a tiny bit of tinsel, having wandered around, or was it rolling, from coffee and cake shop and perhaps the odd glass of wine. Back on the coach, everyone saying it was their perfect Christmas shopping trip. You enjoyed cruising, having just dipped your toe in the water from returning from a Caribbean cruise just before the COVID pandemic took hold, and pretty much wrote off 2020 and 2021.
There you go, it's a video, what do you want to say?
Hi Liz! Thanks for me present. I'm going to have a whale of a time with the Amaretta, aren't I? I was going to finish my last class up tonight.
How funny is this?
But Ellie remembers your birthday in 2020, when keeping within all the rules. There you were, sitting in the hallway with your blue washing up gloves on opening up your presents that Tracy and Ellie delivered. You even lit your own birthday candle on your cake at your virtual birthday party so that we could all sing Happy Birthday when you had blown out the candle. A somewhat sad but also very funny memory. All captured on a video by your granddaughter Ellie.
Hi Janet, wishing you a happy 80th birthday.
Hope you enjoy your special day. Love from us both.
And so, right up to date, Mum, on this, your 80th birthday. Alongside everything else, you love an opportunity to have a coffee and a chat. Here's someone who often joins you for a coffee. Without doubt, you have retained your youthful looks. Keep yourself fit and well, and you are no trouble. Furiously independent. Too independent for all our liking sometimes. Yes, you still drive, with your nose to the windscreen. You look great dressed up in fancy dress as a Dragula. And Gangster Granny.
I'm gonna film the tutorial, right? Like that.
You click it.
It slaps into that one.
Oh dear.
Right, bitches.
Bitches.
We couldn't let this moment go by without reminding you of an alter ego Gangster Granny. Also, your brilliant entrances and exits, and sometimes never being able to log in to, and sometimes completely missing the family Zoom meetings. Not to mention your scores in the quizzes during the pandemic. You love Amaretto, that raunchy TV series Outlander, and your independence. We love all these things and more about you, Mum, and we know you love us all. Here are a few messages from friends and family.
Is that it? Are we ready? All right, Janet. Happy 80th from the scallywag from Thurcroft. I know that rugrat that Tomo knocks around with Pete in your eyes, but happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Janet. What an amazing milestone age you've reached. I hope you and your loved ones have an amazing time celebrating.
Happy birthday, Janet!
Hi, mother-in-law. Happy birthday.
Well, well, well. The big 80 it is.
Looking good now.
Happy birthday, Mum. Wow, 80. I can't believe it. You look absolutely amazing. Hope you have an amazing day with all your loved ones. You deserve it.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Hi Nan, happy birthday from your favourite grandson Reese. Happy 80th. Cheers.
Happy 80th, Janet.
Mum. Happy 80th.
Have a lovely day.
Is that the right way round? Hope you have a fantastic day. We love you so much. And Charlie says, whoop, whoop, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy 80th, Nan!
Hi, Mum.
Hi, Mum. Just to wish you a very happy birthday and just a big thank you for just being Mum.
Happy 80th birthday, Mum. Hope you have a great day. Lots of love.
Lots of love.
You.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.